Love them knives in the house. Got a Kubey on the table, the Kubey 203. Talk about budget. The Kubey 203, nice little knife, very inexpensive, D2 steel blade. Kind of a chubby, stubby little runt, but you can get your hands on it. A good 3 fingers, and 4 kind of comes up this tail end, for me at least. So I can get pretty good purchase on it. It's a flipper. It's a Linerlock. There's your lock up on it. And your liners are kind of embedded here. You can't see them. They're embedded in the G10 scales. And you got these nice little accent rings around here. They look like they're probably titanium, but I don't know that for sure. I don't believe this is either, but no, that's steel. And that's kind of a striking area, I guess, if you wanted to, preferably when the knife is closed, for like a glass breaker or something to strike with, hit something with. So there you go. My wife uses that on me when she goes, "Where's that Kubey?" I'm gonna right on the head. "You bought another knife, huh?" Here we go. So cutaway here, you've got some texturing or jimping, so to speak, for being able to disengage the liner. It looks to be centered. I don't detect any blade play or lock rock on the knife. It looks to be kind of a bead blast finish on the blade. You can get these in different colors. I'll give you the link to Kubey's site. And they have so many different models now, and they're doing their own original designs. And we have tested the D2, and I'll give you the link to our spreadsheet where you can look up and down, and it'll be like color-coded and everything. This has been kicking around in here for a while. This is just a part of a page that I printed off. I don't know if Kubey's even on here. Nah, I didn't get that far down. Any case, so it'll kind of tell you, what the brand is and what the model and what the HRC was supposed to be and what it should be ideally, and then what did we find in our testing and what was the steel, all that kind of stuff. So I'll give you that so you can, it was the knife, fell off the box. There you go. And here's the box. It comes in a box, okay? In here, Kubey. I was thinking maybe they had the entire model number, KU203C, C because of its, I guess, tan, which makes it ideal for being able to take these scales off and dye them if you want. Make it any color you want. But it's a stubby little knife. Let me see if I got my little Kershaw out here. Right, so, yeah. Not real big. Not real big. You line it up with something like, the paramilitary here. It's a much smaller knife. Although, it's pretty chunky here. And like the Mannix, got the Mannix laying over here. Yeah, much smaller knife. In fact, just show you the stats here. And this was like $36.99, so pretty reasonable price for this knife, being that it is real D2 and has ceramic bearings. Okay. Glass-filled G10 handle. I don't know. Looks just like G10 to me. I don't know what the deal is. It's falling off again. 121 grams, almost 5 ounces. So it's kind of chunky for as big as it is. 2.75-inch blade, 6-inch overall. So yeah, it's a chunk of change for a small little guy. Let's get the scales out here. I like the action on it though. It's pretty snappy. I can fail it, but it's yeah, just about failed it there. But I've failed it a couple. There you go. Now, I haven't taken this apart, wiped it down, put any other different types of lubes on it. This is just the way it came out of the box. 121 grams. So there's a lot of small knives that are under 100 grams. So that's kind of chunky. And we got to roll right around 2 ounces again. 4.28. So a lot of knives this small are well under 4 ounces. So it's weighty. I mean, let's throw the Mannix on here just for fun, right? There you go. I mean, this is a much bigger knife and same weight class. So there you go. Overall, like I said, under a 3-inch blade length, way under. 2.4, something like that, down to, you know, depending on where you want to end your measurement out, 2.5, something like that. And then overall, 6 inches, unless you want to go out to the striking area, which would be 6.25 inches. About 53, or it'd be about 15, not quite 15.5 centimeters overall length. And right at 60 millimeter blade length. Now let's see what we got for the blade stock. Oh, we have really messed this one up, haven't we? Let's zero it out. Let's try this again. Woo! 3.45 millimeter. Okay. 0.135. And so it's some chunky blade stock there too. 13.3 millimeter, 0.52. So yeah, it's a handful. I mean, for no bigger than it is. I'm not sure how I feel about this knife. I like stubby little knives, although this one here, this part here bothers me the biggest amount. I mean, that's just a lot. I think that blade, this flipper tab could be a lot smaller. I really don't like the shape of it. I like the way they did this cutaway here. I like the scales. I like the trim around the pivot. I don't mind having a striking area for a backspacer, and the pocket clip doesn't bother me either. But this is a bit tall. I don't know why it's jimped down the backside. Does it make any difference? And I think this could be a little bit shorter, a little bit thinner, and maybe canted forward just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. And I think it'd be a lot more attractive. I don't know. I mean, this just looks like, I don't know what it looks like, but that's just, for a blade that size, actually, they could have just made this, put thumb studs on it, and made it a liner lock, but not a flipper. It'd have been a lot cleaner look. I'll tell you that for sure. And you've got contoured G10 scales on here. So that's nice. Machined screws. Ceramic bearings. Let's see if it's sharp enough to be a knife. Out of the box. Okay. Absolutely. So, $30-some, real D2, real ceramic bearings. There's a lot of positives here. It's not terribly light. This is not a contender with the bug out or any of those kinds of things. So it's very, and you know, here's this Civivi Anthropos, which is actually a much bigger knife, 3.2-inch blade, 7.5. 7.4 inches overall. So, you know, another almost inch and a half longer overall. But this is very light, right? And this is not so light. If you want to do the weigh off, we can do the weigh off. And let's get back to ounces, because that's kind of how we play mostly. 4.28, like I said, and this one, 3.29. So even though it's an inch and a half bigger, it's an ounce lighter. So there you go. Much thinner blade stock, 3 millimeter blade stock here. 3.5 there. So different, kind of different layout there. Depends on your tastes. If you want something, and I hit the backside of my finger when I flip that out. In any case, if you want something that's a little bit more substantial, thicker, chunkier, more stout, then maybe this would be your cup of tea. You know? And definitely, this is probably half the price of the Anthropos. This is $74. This is $36. So, yeah, big difference there too. In other words, a heck of a bargain. Just this flipper tab, I think this knife would have been fine just as a liner lock with thumb studs. Or at least reduce the size of that flipper tab. It's just sticking out at me too much. So it's not a overall execution that I really like. Although it's relatively comfortable in the hand. This is a pretty stout pocket clip for this knife. Yes, I do feel this part of the pocket clip where it's hitting me in the hand. That might get old after a while, but you know, pocket clips in general are there for a purpose, and they're not always convenient for ergos. So you got to kind of deal with that. You might decide to put a lanyard through here and just take the pocket clip off. I mean, that's a real idea there, a possibility you could do. Absolutely. Just slide it in your pocket. The heck with it. It's not that big. In any case, you know, that, and of course, this is the 214, which I have put on my channel. And I did a disassembly here so you can look at the ceramic bearings on this review and know that it's probably the same exact ceramic bearings in both. This was like $39.99, and this came with like an anodized titanium pocket clip, and it probably weighs about the same. It's not much difference in weight between these two. Let's go back to the scales. I mean, I'm sitting there holding these and I'm going, this one's 8.3 overall. This is 6 inches. Is that insane? 4.28, 4.41. There you go. Almost the same weight. Much different in size. So, yeah, I think this would be my preference if I was just going to carry an EDC blade. Although this one, if you want something short and stubby in the pocket, this is right hand tip up only. It's secured by a couple of pocket screws there. Otherwise, the hardware looked like nice machine screws, as they do on the 214. So, yeah, interesting. Kubey, they got a whole bunch of different models on their site. I'll give you the link. Go check it out. Got a lot of titanium knives on there. We've tested the titanium knives, the S35. That was real. Titanium was grade 5, so everything is fine. Original designs. And some really good buys. And sometimes they have sales here and there, reductions, price reductions, stuff. So check it out. Thank you so much for joining me. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.